Greetings everyone. My topic today is Everyday Ethical Dilemma and Focused Autobiographical Sketch. The introduction is that the classroom teacher or instructed to promote the cognitive and growth of academic skills of the student. The teacher's main role is to develop the academic skills and cognitive growth of the students. The topic that I am going to tell about is the ethical dilemma and focused about autobiographical sketch. These are approach tools that helps to understand the students. So everyday ethical dilemma means what do you mean by dilemma? Dilemma is a process where a person stuck between two things, two situations or two options. So in everyday ethical dilemma means the students able to choose the ethical option among the dilemma. So it helps the students to explore and evaluate people's response to ethical dilemmas, or in an approach students are presented with abbreviation case study that process an ethical problem related. They are able to develop their moral values. The main theme that comes under is the students able to understand their own values, and they can understand how they need to face ethical dilemmatic situation and choose the ethical way, the moral way. The main purpose is for the students to identify clarity and connect their values by response to close related issues, and for the students to learn more about their values like moral values and their classmates values and the values that happened every day. The learning outcome is to learn, appreciate important contribution of the subject or historical preparation, and main theme is understand the values. That is the main learning outcomes that comes under this. So the capacity to develop the leadership quality, to develop the commitment to one another, and the development respect of others, develop capacity to make wise decision. These are these are the learning outcomes. And the procedure how to do this everyday ethical dilemma tool is decide on one specific ethical issue or question to focus on. First, create a question, the ethical questions that you need to ask the students, and create a short case that poses the essential dilemma. Make it short, or make it specific to the topic, that so that the students can able to understand the reality in it. And then ask few more questions that require students to take position, like what do you do in this situation, something like that. So add some extra few questions that require the students to take position and ask them to respond and give enough time. So then ask them to respond to the question and give enough time for them to think and answer. So these are the procedures that follows in these everyday ethical dilemma. It allows the students to understand the skill, as I told before. They are able to develop their moral values and skills, etc., and to get feedback on their response. So they, after this, the student teachers need to tell what are the option they choose and what is the pros and cons the option tells them. So these are the things that they need to. And students values may not be what the instructor hopes, and sometimes it may wrong because the instructor expects something but the answer may differ from it, so it sometimes cause some cons in it. The next one is focused autobiographical sketch. It is about asking the students to write a 1 or 2 page about themselves. Written self-portrait, or also known as this autobiographical sketch. It helps the students to for their admission or scholarship form or etc. from sometimes, and the teachers able to know the students' mindset or etc. something like that. Why it is useful, why the focused autobiographical sketch is important, means narrative learning and meaning make the experience. The students make the while writing, the students also understand these are things that we are going to, or these are things about us, so the students can understand about themselves. And assessment students self-awareness, relating students experience of to course objectives, baseline for assessing understanding of topics. The learning outcome is to develop lifelong love of learning, leadership skills, commitment to personal achievements, improve self-esteem, develop commitment to one's own value, respect for others, emotional health and well-being, capacity to make wise decisions. These are the things, and the procedure is determine topic or focus, support for the group members. For example, for example, give a topic to the students. Tell about your future, or what do you think about after yourself after 5 years, something like that. Then define scope. You give a scope so that the students may be able to specifically talk about that, and determine the criteria for the assessment and create instruction for the activity. These are the process in this topic. For example, these are the questions that can be able to ask for the students. There are pros and cons, and also this allows the teachers to access only those dimensions of students. If a teacher asks something about their career, then the teacher able to understand the career path of the students only, so not about other things. So the things that mainly able to understand the questions that asked about themselves, and information on the range and diversity of past experience. The cons is not least simply guideline. Reading such sketches, even very brief one, requires a lot of time and attention. So it takes some times. The third topic is productive study time locks. Time locks means using time accordingly and using it for the like scheduling the works and learning from that. So these are the productive time locks. That learning outcome is develop appropriate study skills, strategies, and able to have time management, self management skills, etc., and cultivate emotional and health well being and capacity to make wise decisions. The procedure is create question. First, you need to create a question. Make up the simplest log sheet possible for capturing the information. For children, the log sheet is considered as some difficult thing. So create a simple log sheet so that the students may not feel any difficulties, and decide how many days the productive study logs, how many days they need to study some particular topic, etc., like that, and explain the process and make sure how they couple of examples. First, the students also need some examples how to create this sheet and how to write the sheet. So give some examples, then only after you giving the examples, you ask them to write. And to ensure that you get the right kind and amount of feedback, allow yourself enough time to complete and analyze before you report it. So students need to analyze, the student need to write and the teacher need to analyze it. It is enough to know how many hours they study. These are the example questions that need to asked. And there are also some pros and cons in this field also. It helps the facilities to review their syllabic increase, etc. And the cons are even the simplest form generate a great deal of information. So it sometimes be a little bit difficult for the students, but it helps to know about their learning. So the classroom teacher understanding structure of knowledge is their discipline have to. The main concept is to make the students cognitive and academic skills to improve. These are the main concept that comes under these skills. Thank you.